Hello, JD here with my Disgruntled Redskins Fan video. I'm going to express my distaste for this season, and I'm going to issue blame. I'm going to straight up say right now, I blame Kirk Cousins for this whole season. And you can say that's harsh. I do. He gets 85% of the blame for our team's underachievement. He is the quarterback. He gets paid $19 million this year. That is on his shoulders. And that's what you get paid. You get paid that much to have that kind of um, you know, responsibility, I guess, put on your shoulders. That's why you get paid that much, Kirk. It is your responsibility. Our defense gets 5% of the blame, and our offensive play calling gets 10. Offensive play calling is 10% of the problem. I'm going to explain that all right now. I'll start with the defense. Our defense gets 5% of the blame, and the reason why I get 5% of the blame, and a lot of people will blame our defense for all of our problems and say, oh, Kirk Cousins has to compensate for the defense. No, our defense actually has to compensate for Kirk Cousins. On a constant basis, they actually average giving up less points than we actually score. So they actually do their job. Their job is not give up as many points as we score. They give up less offensive yards than our offense gets. They have a turnover differential of +3, so they're doing something right. They force turnovers most of the season. Okay, we have lost key players on our defense: Gillette, Sanu Cravens, Hall, and Dunbar, and not to mention what we lost in free agency. But I'm not going to get into that. On a constant basis, our defense actually is the reason why we win games. Today, I'll give an example today. Today we played the New York Giants and we gave up 13 points prior to the last 6 seconds, where there was like a fumble when a guy returned it for a touchdown. Our defense held that team to 13 points. If our offense even did their average, we should have won that game by 11 points. But on a constant basis, a normally constant basis, our offense underachieves. Our defense about 6 times this year has actually shut teams out. Maybe not shut them out completely, not shut them out. Let me phrase it: shut them out in a half, in either the first or second half. Has actually shut teams out. Don't believe me? Go look it up. They've shut teams down like 3 or 6 points in the second half and given our offense a chance to come back and win the game. Our offense is underachieved significantly. Now I'm going to go to play calling. Our play calling is atrocious. We have a 46% red zone efficiency, and we have a 50% efficiency on goal to go. And what that means is it's first and goal, whatever, and we get an actual goal. Like we don't have a first and 10, we have first and goal. How often do we get in the end zone? 50% of the time. That's bad. That's horrible. Play calling, we'll play into that, and here's why. First off, when we get in the red zone, why the hell do we keep running fade routes? We have not got a fade route all year. We are not good at it. Kirk Cousins can't throw it. We are better at quick slants. Let him catch it, take the hit, and fall in the end zone. Pierre Garçon and Jordan Reed did that very well last year. You finally did it today. You finally did it. You let Jordan Reed get a one-step slant, steal the defender's body, catch it, and land in the end zone. Finally did it today. Congratulations. Took you all season to figure that out. So that is one reason why our red zone efficiency is horrible. Second, we don't have a running game. Now, that's not Kirk's fault, but still, if you're given a play, you have to execute it. Okay, I'll give an example. The Redskins' first game of the year. First drive. We were playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have Jamison Crowder wide open on a slant for first down. Kirk Cousins throws a bad pass. Now, I know I'm splitting hairs here, like that's one bad pass, JD. He throws 70% of the time. Well, the 70% is skewed, and here's why it is skewed. It is a West Coast offense. A lot of passes are quick slants or quick 5 in and outs or whatever. Most of the passes are like 5 yards or less. Don't believe me? Look up the numbers. More than half the passes are 5 yards or less. If you don't believe me, go look it up. Okay? So, any decent quarterback, Colt McCoy would do the same thing. RG3 would do the same thing in this offense. And before anyone wants to say, oh, you brought up RG3, that's original. RG3, and this is why I don't give Kirk Cousins any kind of slack. Kirk Cousins has the best offensive weapons in the league. You can argue that with me if you want. He has the best weapons. His offensive line is a pretty good offensive line, okay, which is way better than what RG3 has. Let's compare. Okay, Kirk Cousins has had Pierre Garçon all year, Deshaun Jackson most of the year, Jordan Reed for I think 10 plus games. I think he had him about 10 games. Okay, he has Jamison Crowder. He has Josh Dobson, Devin Harris, Grant. He has Ross too, but he's always been inactive because they just can't have enough on the field. Vernon Davis and Niles Paul is the other tight end. Okay, so he has a litany of offensive weapons to get the ball to. It's not like he has one player has to get it to and no one else is good. He has a whole bunch of options. Okay, so there's no excuse there for why he can't score. We averaged 24.7 points a game. You know how much RG3 averaged his rookie year? And granted, RG3 had a horrible offensive line. Okay, he also had a rookie running back, which granted, Alfred Morris was kind of he was a hit. He was good. We didn't have Pierre Garçon for 8 games. Didn't have Fred Davis for 10 games. Chris Cooley had to come out of retirement. We still had Santana Moss, who was old as shit. And we had a bunch of no-names. Banks, a bunch of no-names. And Robert Griffin averaged, check this out, 32 points a game. 32 points a game. With a bad offensive line and almost to no weapons. And he won 10 games his rookie year. Kirk Cousins hasn't done that yet. He hasn't won 10 games yet. He won 9-7 last year, and he's 8-6-1 this year. 8-7-1 this year. So, what is the problem with the team? I would say it has to be Kirk Cousins, our quarterback. Kirk Cousins, I believe, takes 85% of the blame. Let me get back to the offensive play calling real quick, and then I'll jump on Kirk Cousins' issues. Offensive play calling. I hope Jay Gruden sees this. I really do. He won't, but I hope he does. Here's why. Why do you never run draws? Why do you never run screen passes? You never run screen passes. You let teams blitz you into oblivion. The Arizona Cardinals blitzed 6 to 7 guys on a near constant basis. And you never ran screens, running back screens, not receiver screens, running back screens. Never ran screens, and you rarely ever run draws. I do not recall a draw this year. I'm serious. Okay? You never do. You run the read option. You never let Kirk keep it. There's a couple times where Kirk could just keep it and go 6 yards and just take a slide. You never let him do that. Maybe it's your play calling, but why on a constant basis are you guys 1st and 10 and you're taking a shot deep? Why are you 2nd and 8 and you take a shot deep? You need to understand your personnel a lot better. You really do. Okay? And Dallas Cowboys have done a great job this year because of their understanding of their personnel. Now I'm going to get into Kirk Cousins because he's the main culprit in all of this. Okay? Now understand he's got about 5,000 passing yards this year. Woohoo. It's fool's gold. We run a West Coast offense. He throws the ball and guys run. Okay? That's what he does. He's not Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers throws the ball to people when they catch it in the end zone. He doesn't throw the ball to people when they run for 30 yards. Okay? That's what Kirk Cousins has. It's skewed yards. It's skewed data. It really is. On a near constant basis, Kirk Cousins does a lot of things. He overthrows Pierre Garçon. Pierre Garçon is the fastest guy in the league. How in the hell do you overthrow Pierre Garçon? You overthrew him 3 times a day. At least 3. 3 that I counted. Okay? I can go game by game if you want. I'll point out game by game where he just threw really bad, crappy passes. I go to the Dallas game. He had 3 overthrows in the Dallas game. 3. 2 to Deshaun Jackson and 1 to Jamison Crowder. That game should have been a blowout. The first Dallas game we played, we should have won that game by 21, and we'd have routed that team. We'd have put them in the dirt, and they'd have been 2-0, and who knows if they'd have finished this season the way they did. Who knows if they would have. They might have squeaked in the playoffs. But who knows if they would have. But Kirk Cousins is a guy who underthrows Josh Dobson by 10 yards. Josh Dobson has to come to a complete stop, come back and catch the ball, and then try to run for a touchdown. If Kirk would have caught him in stride, he'd have caught it, walked into the end zone, and we'd have been up 10 points with about 4 minutes left to go in the game. 5 minutes left to go in the game. That's what would have happened. But no. He underthrows him 10 yards. He has to come back to get it, and then he gets tackled at like the 10-yard line. Was it 2 plays later? I think it was the next play or 2 plays later. What does he do? He throws an interception in the end zone. Dallas Cowboys go down, score, they win the game. That's Kirk Cousins. That's bad quarterback play. How do you underthrow somebody by that freaking bad? It irritates me how bad he is, and then everyone just ignores that because he has some good games. He should have great games. He should be averaging over 400 yards a game. There's no excuse for it. There is no freaking excuse for why he should not be averaging 450 yards a game, and there's no excuse of why the Redskins offense should not be averaging 30 to 35 points a freaking game. At the low end of that 30, we'd dang near be undefeated. If we were at the low end of that, we would be 13-3 right now if we'd averaged 30 points a game, like we're supposed to. But everyone wants to make excuses for Kirk Cousins and blame everyone else. Play calling. Oh, it's the defense. Defense has lost 5 starters, so suck a dick. Defense has lost 5 starters. Well, the offensive play calling's bad. Oh, the offensive play calling's bad. It was good enough to get him 300 plus yards a game, get him almost 5,000 yards passing. Was the offensive play calling his fault whenever he threw 10 interceptions? Is the offensive play calling his fault when the fact that he has almost 5,000 yards and only has 24 touchdowns? Is that his fault? Is it his fault that his passing efficiency in the red zone is like in the 30s? Is that his fault too? Is it? Everyone come up with more excuses for Kirk Cousins. Because I'm going to tell you this bullshit. When RG3 screwed up, he was on blast. He was on blast a lot. And it is fucked up. And I apologize for my language. I'm trying not to lose my cool. It is fucked up that Kirk Cousins gets a pass. He got $19 million this year. $19 million. And he gets a pass because, he has a lot of yards. So what? Who cares if he has a lot of yards? I'd rather him get a lot of points and win. The simple fact that our defense gives up less points and yardage than our offense scores exactly proves my point. He hinders the team. It is a lot easier to play defense when you're up 14 than when you're tied. Or when you're down 3. Or when you're only up a touchdown. Or you're only up 3. First game of the season, we got 3 points. We got two back-to-back possessions where we only got 3 points. If we'd have got 14 points, the third possession coming out, it is a lot easier, and anyone with any football knowledge knows this. It is a lot easier to play defense whenever you can just pin your ears back and go get the quarterback because they're going to pass a lot. The Redskins defensively are built, and this is why I believe they went out and signed Josh Norman. They thought their offense was going to be so prolific that they could actually just pretty much do what Panthers did last year. They're going to drop 6 in the zone coverage and bring 5, rush 4, maybe 5, and drop 6 or 7 in the coverage. That is my personal opinion. It's my educated guess on why they signed Josh Norman. They did not sign Josh Norman to play in every down and follow a guy. That's not why they signed him. They signed him with the intention of having a prolific offense, and we needed to play a lot of zone and let the guys just blitz the quarterback. Let the guys just go after the quarterback and make teams one-dimensional. That was what was designed. Okay? That's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. But that's why we went out and got Josh Norman. We did not get Josh Norman to play tight games where he had to follow the other team's best player. When he did that, we did start winning. But again, that is because the offense's inefficiency, inability, ineptitude, whatever you want to call it. The inability for our offense to stick the ball in the end zone, okay, to put points on the board, other than 3 points at a time, is why our defense looks so bad this year. Okay? If you make a team one-dimensional, they don't run the ball anymore. They just strictly pass the ball. Okay? It's a lot easier to play defense whenever the other team is just going to pass. You can blitz guys. This is why Seattle was so good a few years ago. Seattle was so good because they would go up a touchdown, and then other teams knew we have to pass. We have to pass. We have to pass to score on this team. We have to pass to get ourselves back in it. Then they try it, it'd fail, and then they'd run the ball hard with Marshawn Lynch. And then the defense would just pin the ears back, and their pass defense was elite. They played a zone kind of hybrid zone man scheme. That is why they were good. The Redskins GM, Scott, whatever his last name is, I can never pronounce it, Scott McCulloch or whatever his name is, he was trying to mimic that. That's why he got Josh Norman, and defensively, not offensively. He's just trying to mimic the defense. That's why he did that. That's why he put D'Angelo Hall back there in the defense. That's why he drafted Sanua Cravens. He's a hard-hitting player. He could have been a hard-hitting safety. Okay? All these reasons are stem from Kirk Cousins' ineptitude as an offensive quarterback. Okay? Now, I'm actually on the fence because I know he's talented enough to be a franchise quarterback, and I don't know if we can get better than him. But what I'm irritated with is that a lot of people don't want to blame him for anything. A lot of people want to just like give him a pass for all these reasons. I believe I have thoroughly listed an exactly precise reason as to why he is the reason that we had a bad season. Now, if you disagree with me, you can go look at the numbers yourself. I spent like 30 minutes looking these numbers up just to be safe. Okay, we're averaging more points than we're giving up. So that's the defense doing their job, and the offense slightly doing their job, but that's underachieving by my standards. My standards are this: our offense scores between 30 and 35 points a game. Okay, Kirk Cousins should have almost 400 yards of passing every game. He doesn't have that. Okay, I think he's actually pretty close to that, to be honest with you. But he should be averaging 400, 450, probably even 500 yards a game to compensate for rushing. If you were able to pass good, it makes your running game a little better. If you ran draws, if you ran screens, you can get your running game involved that way. We just don't have a good run blocking offensive line. But main point is, I do believe that the Redskins, this year, if you are objective in any way, shape, or form, I love the Redskins. They are my team. Okay, I've loved them my whole life. But I'm thinking objectively here. Kirk Cousins is not the solution that we need. He's better than anything else out there. Now, unless maybe they give him his money, maybe he played too tight this year. I have no idea. Maybe he needs to play loose. I have no idea. That could be it. I don't know the psyche of him. But all I know is this. He underachieved, and our whole team underachieved. And by underachieving, I do not mean his yardage. Okay? He underachieved his touchdowns. There's some plays where he looks like he is an inept quarterback. And there's some plays that looks really good. And you can't have that inconsistency. I get on to a friend of mine. He's a Steeler fan. And anytime the Steelers win, it's because they're great. When it's lose, because they didn't show up and play. No. You should show up to play every week. You should show up to play every week. And when you don't, that's inconsistency and that's coaching. Now, you can sit here and blame coaching all you want. I do not blame the coach. I blame the quarterback. Your job is to throw passes. On a constant basis, he misses guys. He predetermines where he throws. He doesn't take the easy route. I didn't get to this point yet. There's a lot of times where first down, he'll come up and he'll take a shot deep. Just take a shot deep. He'll go over to Deshaun Jackson about 5 yards. Take a shot deep. Not a big deal. But then you're at second and 10. Now, this could be play calling. This also be Kirk. We'll hand the ball off. Now we're at 3rd and 10. Okay? Or, let's say, either one of those scenarios. So, then 3rd down, he'll pull what Alex Smith did a few years ago. And he'll literally throw like a 5-yard out and hope the guy runs for 1st down. That's fine and all, but you need to do that on 2nd down. You need to do the 5-yard out or 3-yard slant and let the guy run for 1st down then. Because then he puts you in a better spot on 3rd down. Because they play an umbrella. They play underneath. Okay? He did that today. He had Jordan Reed. He threw it to Jordan Reed. Jordan Reed slipped. And he had Jamison Crowder wide open from a 5-yard out. Right in the middle of the zone. Didn't hit it. Because he predetermined the way through it. When he came to the line. There's a lot of times we'll run a 1st down run. Like 2 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 8. 2nd down, he'll throw the ball deep. Try to take a chance. Get nothing. And then 3rd down, throw that 5-yard out again. The guy will get tackled, get a 1st down. And everyone's going to say, oh, we have the best 3rd down conversion rate in the league. No. We have the best athletes at receiver. We have the best guys. So they catch and make those 3rd down. There's a lot of times where Jordan Reed will catch it and run for 3 yards. 3 more yards and then get 1st down. Jameson Crowder does the same thing. Deshaun Jackson, Pierre Garçon. Okay? He is surrounded by great weapons. And with the greater weapons as he has, he underachieves. And that is going to be the conclusion of my video because it's at 20 minutes. So this season, it is a huge disappointment in my mind. Some people are going to be happy about it because they're Cowboy fans or they just hate me. So that's fine. But if you don't, you can have your opinion. I have my opinion backed up by stats. My opinion is backed up by stats. You can have your opinion. If you have other stats to back it up with, bring it on. I'm JD. The Redskins season sucked. Have a good night.